So here are the supplies you're going to need, which is a electric balloon pump, a hand pump, and you will need 3 different balloon colors. So here I have a lavender. This is kind of like a dusty rose color. This is a yellow. And we're gonna be blowing these up, sizing them to 3 different sizes. So for like the dusty rose and this one, we're gonna create 6-inch and 8-inch. For the yellow, we're gonna be doing also 6-inch, 8-inch, and also 4-inch in each color. So in all 3 colors, we're gonna be sizing them to 6-inch, 4-inch, and 8-inch. So we're gonna be using the sizer to create those sizes. I'm gonna be putting a foil balloon at the top of the tower, and you will need a lamp stand. Okay, you can buy a lamp stand on Amazon. They sell them in Walmart, in Target. So this is all that you will need. So each layer of the balloon column is made up a set of 5 balloons. You can use any color combination that you would like. And we're gonna begin with blowing up 6-inch balloons. So here I'm twisting the balloons together. You can do it down on the ground as well, or even on the pole. You push it onto the pole and then organize it. All depends on how you actually want to go ahead and do it. So here I'm putting it at the, I've just pushed it through the pole. I'm actually twisting it around to secure it onto the pole. So that's something that you can do, especially if you're going to do outdoor events. You don't want this to come off of the pole if you're setting up for something outdoors. Now we're going to blow up some 8 inches, and it's pretty much the same process. As you blow them up, you're going to use the sizer to blow them up, blow up the balloons, and make sure, try to get the balloons to be the exact same size. Even with the sizer, sometimes we can still overfill them, and that's I actually had some issues putting it together on the pole. You'll see that a little later, and it's because I was kind of in a rush when I did this, and I did overfill them. So just make sure that when you do the different sizes, that you fill them up to the right size. For the 4 inches, you can use a hand pump, which I did for this one. I just used a hand pump. I usually use, when I'm using to blow them up, I usually use a actual electric pump, and then I just use the sizer to make it to 4-inch. However, it all depends on what works for you. I just feel like using the balloon pump is a lot faster than using a hand pump. I prefer hand pump for foil balloons. But this is, again, this is something that you can do depending on what works for you. You can use a hand pump or you can use the electric pump. Just make sure that you use the sizer so that they're all the same exact size. Right, so now I'm going to, now that my balloons are blown up, I'm going to place them on the pole and create the bubble balloon tower, or the bubble balloon column, as some people call it. And here you will see how I put it onto the lamp stand. So this is the pattern I'm looking for, but I did notice that that lavender balloon is slightly bigger than the others. However, we're going to work on it. Just make sure not to overinflate the balloons. I was in a bit of a rush. All right, so I placed the 6-inch balloons. Now I'm going to place the 8-inch balloons, and you want to go ahead and place you want to shift them slightly to the left, right? Or to the left. So you're going to put the yellow, for example, as you can see here, is going to end up on the left side above the other color, right? And the whole purpose of this is to form that spiral pattern that we are looking for with the colors. And now I'm going to go ahead and add another set of 6-inch, and After this, I'm going to add in a 4-inch and I'll continue the pattern. So I'm getting the 4-inch and putting it onto the pole, onto the lampstand. And you want to make sure with these small ones to definitely twist them around the pole of the lampstand, because they can just come off. And you don't want that to happen, especially when you're transporting balloons from one place to the other, or if you're doing this for like an event or a birthday, whatever occasion it may be. You do not want the balloons to come off. Yep, like just exactly, just like I was saying, you don't want the balloons to come off like what just happened. So you want to just twist them around to make sure they are secure, and just make sure to put them in that same pattern. So after you've added 3 sets of 4-inch balloons, you're then going to proceed with continuing the same pattern. So you're going to do 6-inch, 8-inch, 6-inch, and then another 3 sets of 4-inch balloons. So right here I've attached onto the pole the set of 6-inch balloons, and now I'm going to do the 8-inch balloons, and the pattern will continue. Again, make sure you twist it around the pole so that it does not come off the pole, and try to I did push them down a little bit to eliminate gaps. I don't like seeing holes and gaps, and so I went ahead and did that. And that usually happens again if maybe some are overinflated, and due to me being in a rush, there were a few that were overinflated, but I worked with what I had and kept the process going. All right, so I'm trekking along, as you can see here. I'm not gonna lie, this bubble balloon column has been a bit challenging for me. It's been over a year since I last did one. I'm gonna be honest, I don't enjoy doing these. I feel like they can be a bit time consuming. Not the putting it on the pole, more of the blowing up the balloons parts, because you're blowing up different sizes. It's not like an organic balloon column. However, the end result is always super beautiful. So I guess it is kind of worth the headache. And then it kept some of the balloons kept coming off, so I had to go in and readjust it. But I took that out because otherwise this would be like a 30-minute video. But yeah, I need to get back in and doing more of these because they just end up looking so beautiful. And so for those people out there, if you want to go ahead and do these, go for it. I would say practice on your free time, so that we can get it can just have a seamless, perfect look. And so I went ahead and added at the top another set of 4-inch balloons. I just felt like there was too much of the pole showing. Normally as well, another thing I would have done differently that I didn't do in this video, I would have grabbed one of the balloons to cover the top of the pole, maybe like a lavender color to cover the black pole. That is something I would have done differently watching this back. And so, and then I am using, in the past, I've used I would say 24-inch round balloon to top it off. But I thought it would be fun, since we're in spring, heading to summer, and I had this extra foil balloon around. I thought it would be fun to add, instead of a round balloon, add a foil balloon, this butterfly foil balloon. And so I'm trying to attach it to the top, which I did. I used a 260 tied to the end of the balloon to attach it. And so there it goes. And voila, this is the end result of the bubble balloon column. And this is how it looks outdoors. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.